this episode, we're going to do a little bit of light reading and learn about the Sword of Skeletor. So, stick around. Hello, fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode, we will be taking a look at Masters of the Universe Golden Book, The Sword of Skeletor. Now, when we were kids back in the 80s, Golden Books were awesome. They were everywhere, and they featured hundreds of different properties, like Masters of the Universe. I remember wanting these Masters of the Universe books when I was a kid. I loved reading, I loved Masters of the Universe, so this was a no-brainer. Unfortunately, I grew up in a poor family, so if it wasn't at the library or wasn't at the Goodwill, we pretty much never got it. So, unfortunately, I never got these. And I stumbled upon this at a church book sale recently, and I had to jump on it. Now, I also got a lot of other great 80s books during that sale, and that's why I have decided to jump back into these shelf life episodes, because they're great and they deserve to be looked at. So, without further ado, let's crack this book open and hear the tale of Skeletor's sword. Okay, folks, here we go. Masters of the Universe, The Sword of Skeletor. Original price of $1.95. Golden Books. Let's take a look at this painted cover because it is truly awesome. First, let's take a look at the villains because these are probably the most creepy they have ever looked. And I think that the other Golden Books also portrayed them on their painted covers just as creepy. But first off, I have to say, these fins on Skeletor's arms, that's weird. I mean, the toy, they looked like gloves. These look like they're part of his actual flesh, which is really an odd choice. And they don't look rigid like you could attack with them. They kind of just look like they'd flop around, which that's gross. Anyway, we got Beastman, who kind of has that bumbling faux look to him, but still looks very like bestial and awesome looking. I mean, very fuzzy, very creepy, but he's not really doing anything other than looking amazed. Ah! Now, on to Merman, who looks creepy. I mean, that is creepy. If you saw that swimming in the ocean, you would crap a brick. But onto the heroes. Well, no, real quick, look at this dude. One of the things you need to admire about Masters of the Universe artwork that was on the packaging and things like this were they threw in other characters and villains and creatures that we never saw in the TV show or the toys, but we're here to flesh out the universe. So we have this like goblin looking dude who just got rocked in the skull by Man-at-Arms Mace. So he is having a bad day and he is walking it off. He's probably going home to cry into his pillow because I'm sure that really rocked his world and he's in pain. So on to Man-at-Arms. Very young looking. This is not the Duncan from the cartoon with the mustache. This is the Man-at-Arms from the toy. You know, had no facial hair and rocking the green bodysuit, the awesome orange armor, and these trunks. That's a pretty cool decision. I like the lines on it. I mean, the toy never had that detailing. The cartoon didn't have that detailing, but the artist added that, and it looks kind of cool. And what is he doing? He is getting ready to hit Merman in the face, just like he did this dude, and he looks scared. He is getting ready to drop a fish stick in his pants because he knows what is coming, because he just saw this dude get it. And he knows. Look at that. That's a face of a man that knows he's going to be in a world of hurt. And all he's got this shield to protect him, but he ain't protecting his face, and that's where he's going. He's going for the neck. Anyway, onto He-Man. His axe does not look as impressive as the toy version. It looks very small. Maybe it's perspective. I don't think so. I think the artist just decided to draw it kind of small. And he's rocking this awesome mullet, but he kind of has a receding hairline at the same time. But anyway, he's rocking the same kind of trunks that Duncan got on, has his iconic shield, and he is ready to smash Skeletor in his skeleton face with a battle axe. I don't know if there would be blood involved or just the crumbling of his skull, but either way, it would be pretty gruesome, and I'm sure the next scene after this would be horrific. Anyway, let's get to the book. Let's see what the story of the Sword of Skeletor has to offer. And look at this. These books back in the day had this. This book belongs to. And it's rare to find one without some kid's name scrawled in here with crayon or marker or pencil, or somewhere up in here like from Grandma 1984 or whatever. So very fortunate that this is just untouched. But anyway, copyright 1983. Very cool. The Sword of Skeletor. And the artwork on the inside is never as cool as the painted artwork on the cover. Very cool though, but something up with Skeletor's pose here. I mean, he's really giving it his all, and you know, I don't think after this parry he's going to do good. I think he's going to go down. But anyway, awesome splash panel. We got Man-at-Arms here on the Wind Raider, Teela on the Battle Ram coming through the ocean. Who knew that it was amphibious? Very cool. We have He-Man on Battle Cat with the power sword a-gleamin'. We had these awesome landing craft. I mean, again, something that fleshes out the universe that we never saw in cartoon form or toy form, but just look awesome in this picture. Now, there looks to be 3 different types here, so the artist had a fun time. I mean, we have this one with a cannon on the front, this red one. We have a green one with like a weird levels to it with a cannon, and we got another red one with like a piercing like auger on the front. That would be pretty nasty if you're on the beach and you get rammed with that. But anyway, to arms, masters of the universe, commanded He-Man, the ultimate hero. Riding Battle Cat, he raised his legendary power sword and shouted, "Skeletor's demons have attacked! Point dread!" Yes, that's the choice I'm going for his voice. So again, look at this picture. We have a lot of stuff that makes the universe feel alive that we haven't seen since this. Look at this cool, like, old man in a cloak. I mean, with his color scheme, he looks very foresty, you know, very, like, Mossman-esque. We got, like, a Beast Man arm here, and we have a dude that looks like Skeletor, but I think it's just one of his foot soldiers. We got some explosion with this dude flying off. We have a flying creature here. Teela, He-Man. These awesome Eternian, like, soldiers. Somebody attacking with a mace here, or a Morning Star, blocking it with his shield. We have, I don't know if this is Man-at-Arms. It might be. Riding the Wind Raider and blowing up this dude, I think. Awesome. The fighting was fierce, but Eternia's mighty champions soon turned the tide of battle. That was easy, He-Man. Maybe too easy, Man-at-Arms. Suddenly, a big water hand grabbed He-Man. Look out! He-Man was dragged far underwater, where Merman stole his fabled sword. Skeletor will be pleased, the evil Sea Lord thought, when I bring him the other half of the power sword. Very cool. Merman looks awesome. I love these extended fins, like in the Lords of Power figure. Very cool. Swimming away quickly, Merman disappeared into the ocean's depths, while tangleweeds held He-Man fast. Most men would have given up. But not He-Man. Muscles bulging, the strongest man in the universe ripped free and then swam to rejoin his friends. Later, many miles away, two dark figures met in the shadows of Castle Grayskull. "Skeletor!" Merman boasted. "The prize is now yours!" "No," hissed the Lord of Destruction. "It is mine! You've served your purpose. Now be gone!" Awesome. We never see Skeletor with his power sword ever, really. So to see it hanging from his hip, very cool. But the dude needs a sheath. I mean, he could cut his knee or something if he's trying to climb up stairs. Thwang! Interesting onomatopoeia. So we got Merman, a little scared here, with the thwang. "At last, the power sword is won, and the secrets of the universe will belong to me!" Skeletor turned and thrust the gleaming blade into the hidden stone lock. "Only with both halves of the power sword can Castle Grayskull be opened." The drawbridge slowly lowered. "I will rule Eternia, and I will have all the secrets of the Ancient Ones!" Very cool. Very neat. After hours of long and hard travel over rocky terrain, the Masters of the Universe reached Castle Grayskull. By then, it was far too late. "Skeletor must be inside the castle by now," He-Man said bitterly. "Without the power sword, we have no hope." "It is never hopeless." The wizard Zodak appeared in a burst of magic. "Skeletor has upset the balance between good and evil," he said. "A champion must be chosen to do battle with him." He-Man bravely stepped forward. "I will be your champion!" Then with a flash of Zodak's magic, He-Man was gone. Zodak, a character that never got any play. One of my first He-Man figures, of course after He-Man and Skeletor, I had Zodak, and yes, he made an appearance in like the DC comic, but other than that, I didn't know who the dude was, but I really liked him. Moments later, He-Man found himself inside Castle Grayskull, where he faced his greatest enemy, Skeletor. "He-Man!" roared the Lord of Destruction angrily. "What dark magic has brought you here?" "Not magic," He-Man replied. "Zodak magic." "The secrets of Castle Grayskull shall never fall into your vile clutches," He-Man shouted as he raced towards Skeletor. With a cruel laugh, the Dark Lord turned his throne and opened a secret trapdoor beneath He-Man's feet. What a great callback to Castle Grayskull, the toy, with turning the throne and opening the trapdoor. So that's kind of neat. He-Man dropped into a deep, dark dungeon. Using his great agility, he landed on his feet. He looked around and suddenly realized that he was not alone. "Welcome," growled Beastman, Skeletor's most evil servant. "I've been waiting for you." And he's got He-Man's battle axe. What the deuce? "It'll be a pleasure to put an end to you. Skeletor will be king. You cannot win this contest." "I dare not lose," He-Man exclaimed as, muscles surging with power, he lifted Beastman off his feet and hurled him through the trap door. He-Man quickly found a way out of the dungeon. "Skeletor must be stopped. I've got to find him." When He-Man reached the throne room, Skeletor was nowhere to be seen. At that moment, deep within Castle Grayskull, Skeletor stood before the Vault of Knowledge. "The power sword is mine," he boasted. "It is the key that will unlock the secrets of the universe hidden in this vault. They too will be mine at last." "Not if I can help it, Skeletor," He-Man said as the vault door began to open. "I've found you." "Are you withbound?" Skeletor hissed. "Is your doom? You dare not stop me!" "I dare anything, Dark Lord, for Eternia, for freedom!" As He-Man and Skeletor struggled, the door to the vault continued to open slowly. Blinding white light poured from within. That's kind of messed up face there. "I can't fight He-Man," Skeletor thought. "At least not fairly. I need a weapon." Then he remembered the power sword. He pulled his half of it from the stone lock. "You have lost!" shouted the Lord of Destruction as he swung at He-Man. Clang! Slam! Moving with lightning-like reflexes, He-Man dodged the blow, and Skeletor's sword struck harmlessly against the stone wall. He-Man grabbed his half of the power sword. "Now, Skeletor," he said as the vault of knowledge slammed shut, "we meet on even terms." "Never!" Skeletor said. "You used magic to enter Castle Grayskull, and I can use it to leave." Light blazed from the power sword. "We will meet again," the Dark Lord vowed, and he faded from sight. "And when we do, He-Man, things will be different." "It's over." "Well, sorry." "It's over," Teela said later, when the Masters of the Universe met outside. "Skeletor is gone, and the secrets of Castle Grayskull are safe once more." He-Man glanced at the morning sky, where black storm clouds had already begun to gather. "Yes, it's over," he said. "For now." That was my interpretation of Skeletor's sword. Or, I'm sorry, the Sword of Skeletor. Please tip your waiters and waitresses. I'm here all week. Anyway, on the back we see more covers. And I have another one, I think, but I would love to get these two as well. But it says Masters of the Universe storybooks. High adventure, exciting action, spellbinding magic. Oh, excuse me. So we have this one, The Thief of Castle Grayskull. This one which actually has Trapjaw, which is neat, The Caverns of Fear. And this one I think is probably the most famous cover, at least to me, the one that always jumped out at me as a kid, The Trap. So, mighty heroes defend their world against the forces of evil. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this dramatic telling of the Sword of Skeletor. So, back to me. Okay, back to me. I hope you enjoyed that dramatic telling of the story, The Sword of Skeletor. Yes, I really hammed it up, and I apologize, but that was a lot of fun. And believe me, I've had different ideas on how to present these and in different ways, and unfortunately I don't have the time to put into it like I would like to. Maybe one day down the road I'll try it just for fun, and we'll see what everyone thinks. But for now, this is just a page-turning unveiling of a great vintage book. This one happened to be from 1983. I mean, that feels so long ago, but in my memory, it sometimes feels like it was just yesterday. So I have fun looking at these books because they don't tell stories like this anymore. And yeah, it's Masters of the Universe, and it's just fun and awesome and crazy and just a good time. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everybody. And if you're new around here and you happen to enjoy this or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky!